Hey everybody. So just got done doing my daily learning for the day about how can accountants market their business and get new clients. And something that jumped out to me as I did my reading today, a lot of it was around how to structure your time, how to structure your budget when it comes to marketing. And the overall gist was that as a small business owner, you have to be a marketer, right? And I think there's certainly a lot to be said about that, and learning um, some fundamentals is going to be really important, right? So, like, knowing what an offer is and what is the kind of offer that would be attractive to the kind of client that you're trying to work with. The kind of valuable client, right? If we're thinking about business owners, what do business owners want at the end of the day out of an accounting relationship? No one cares in and of itself that you're filing their taxes for them. No one wants the act of filing a tax where you're just filling out a form, and they don't want to fill out that form themselves, and they want to make sure it's accurate. Right? What do they really want? Right? And so that's the kind of questions you should be asking yourself. It's a little bit different kind of switch when you're going from accountant who is an employee versus an accountant who is a small business owner. So when we're thinking about an offer for accountants, if you're trying to get more business clients, I mean, nothing's going to beat advisory services. So, what I mean by that, tax planning. You're likely doing it already, you're just giving it away for free. So, what can you do to package it, right? Meaning, um, make it a product that you sell so that you can monetize it. And honestly, by doing that, you're going to be able to help people way better, right? Because if you're giving something away for free, likely you're spread too thin and you're not really providing a proactive um, tax plan that you could if you were charging appropriately for it. So that's something to keep in mind. So when someone does get a tax plan, what do they want, right? When someone asks you tax advice, what are they looking for, right? They're looking for, how can I pay less taxes, right? Cut down on my costs, keep more of my money myself, whether that's to expand my business, whether that's to buy a new house, whether that's to support my family, whatever it is, right? And that's what should be focused on in something like the offer. And that's something that's so critical. I think a lot of accountants miss, right? Um, I mean, we're coming up into, pretty soon here, I'll be starting getting mailers left and right from accountants. And, the things that they'll market, I just don't see how they can stay in business in a way that is profitable at all, right? If we're talking about filing returns, um, that is getting commoditized so hard, and you're basically getting yourself into a price war. And the thing about price wars is nobody wins, right? um, I can speak from personal experience, right? Like, I look at it as an oil change. Anybody doing something wrong, there's really not a big difference between getting my oil changed at the dealership versus the Jiffy Lube versus whatever else, right? So how do you get yourself out of that rat race? And tax planning, also CFO services, right? That's a little more complicated. It's harder to productize, but that doesn't mean that can't be an offer or an upsell, right? And those are the types of things that you should be thinking about when it comes to your business. Is, what's the first thing that somebody gets when they walk in the door, right? After that, what is a logical next step for that person? That, not that you're just trying to stuff services down their throat that they don't need, but is likely something they will need help with, right? So if a business owner does tax planning with you, great. We've saved them a bunch of money. Do they need accounting services, right? Do they need bookkeeping? Do they need CFO services, right? So, the value that you can bring is not in just recording what happened already last month, last year. The value is that you can analyze the numbers and provide them advice on, what they should be doing moving forward, how they should think about their business, how they should price, right? So I think that's a really important thing to be able to master at marketing, um, for any business owner, right? Not just accountants. This goes for any business. And, you know, do you need to be a master at marketing? It certainly helps, but you also have to be a master at running your own numbers for your business. You have to be a master at sales. You have to be a master at all sorts of things, right? So especially if you are stuck. You've been stuck for a decade, right? I've talked to many accountants who, they were at the same revenue levels for 10 plus years, 5 plus years, right? That means that it's great. I mean, I'm sure you're doing okay with your business, but if you want to get better, you've only got so much time in the day. How can you do that, right? So either you hire somebody, cut into your profit margins, or you outsource it, which is going to be ultimately cheaper than hiring, right? That's really up to you and where your business is. But that was my thought about the idea of accountants being master marketers. Um, it's a tall order. I think it's important to learn marketing, and I'd say kind of the first thing you'd want to learn is what is an offer, what is an attractive offer, and ultimately, I'll leave you with this: marketing comes down to testing, right? So that was one of the points that I read too. Is you're going to have to adjust as the numbers come in, and we can have a whole other video about like what to look for when making adjustments to your marketing based on the data that you're getting. But that's going to be the same with the offer as well, right? You need some time, you need some data, and by analyzing that data, you can figure out if you've got a really good offer in your hands. So that was my thoughts today. Hope that was helpful. If you have any other questions or anything, let me know, comment below, and I'll talk to you guys later.